Have you ever thought about learning a new language, but then you get totally paralyzed by the idea of decades of grueling study? Well, digging into the official numbers reveals a fascinating, data-backed shortcut. Today on this explainer, we're going to look at the hard metrics on why Spanish is the easiest language to learn. Next, it isn't just a great language to learn, it's actually the most efficient shortcut for English speakers looking to expand their horizons. Let's get right into it.
So, Section 1, the easiest foreign language, the Category 1 advantage.
There's this massive assumption out there that learning any new language requires a lifetime of absolute dedication. Like you have to move to a foreign country and rewire your entire brain from scratch just to say hello. But actually, the US government evaluates foreign languages and groups them by difficulty for English speakers, and they have officially ranked Spanish as a Category 1 language. This gives it immediate, high-level credibility. It literally means Spanish is classified as one of the easiest possible languages for an English speaker to master. So you aren't just taking a wild guess here, right? You have official government metrics telling you that the absolute path of least resistance to becoming bilingual is Spanish.
Which brings us to Section 2, the ultimate time advantage, hours to fluency. Because let's face it, when we choose to learn a language, we are committing to a massive time investment. And the difference between languages is honestly staggering. To reach basic fluency in complex languages like Chinese, Japanese, or Arabic, that demands a grueling 2,200 hours of study. I mean, that is practically a part-time job for an entire year. It's enough to make anyone just want to stick to hand gestures forever. But when you drop down to Spanish, it only takes about 600 hours to reach a level where you can have a basic, fluid conversation. Think about that. 600 hours is way less than half the time investment. If we're framing this through the lens of efficiency, Spanish is just a totally practical choice. It lets you unlock all those amazing cognitive and social benefits of being bilingual, but without giving up the entire next decade of your life to do it.
Moving on to Section 3, the English connection, why it's so fast. So how exactly can the government confidently say it only takes 600 hours? Well, it points to a secret weapon that you actually already possess, and that's your existing knowledge of English. You aren't going to spend hundreds of hours memorizing some massive new system of characters. You are utilizing the exact same 26 letters we already use every single day. Sure, it has its own unique sounds and a few new accents, but there is absolutely no entirely new script to memorize. Your brain already knows exactly how to read the letters on the page.
And honestly, it goes way deeper than just the alphabet, because Spanish has a very similar sentence structure too. Instead of completely reversing your thought process or changing your grammatical order entirely, like, putting verbs at the very end of a sentence, Spanish fits together much like English does. It's kind of like pieces of a puzzle you already know how to assemble. This gives learners a massive intuitive head start, so you can often piece together a sentence using the very same logical flow you would naturally use in English. For some undeniable proof of this familiarity, you really just have to think about everyday vocabulary. Take words like color or animal. They are spelled exactly the same, and they mean exactly the same thing in both languages. Now, sure, you might pronounce them with a slightly different flair in Spanish, but the vocabulary is literally identical. The cognitive load required to learn these words is exactly zero because you already know them. And the crazy thing is, this isn't just a rare coincidence for one or two words. This brings us to a truly massive, surprising statistic. There are actually over 10,000 words in Spanish that look and sound just like words you already know in English. Over 10,000! Just think about the sheer scale of that for a second. Before you even open a single textbook, before you even start hour 1 of your 600-hour journey, you already have this foundational vocabulary of thousands of words just waiting to be unlocked. Your English background is absolutely not a barrier. Actually, it is the very foundation that makes Spanish a Category 1 language in the first place. So let's recap. The official data confirms it's in the easiest category, the math clearly shows it takes way less than half the time of other languages, and you are already sitting on a massive bank of over 10,000 words. You don't need a new alphabet, and the sentence structures beautifully align with what you already know. So if you effectively already speak a huge chunk of the language, what is stopping you from starting your 600 hours today? Thanks so much for exploring the data with me on this explainer.